Hello everybody, it's David6 here, and I'm going to talk to you about something a little more important with this vlog. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've been, spending way too much time on the internet, and one thing I've been watching a lot is, Dave from Boy in the Band. He did a music video called Don't Stay in School. Now, it's really cool. I suggest you go check it out. There'll be a link to his channel, and you can find the video there, for sure. Now, I'm going to give you a second to watch it. Did you watch it? No? Well, too bad. Anyway, basically, what he's talking about is life skills that people don't really know from school. And that's stuff you need to know to survive in life, like how to do taxes, how to do basic check, how to do all this other stuff. And he says it all in the video. But one thing that I know vaguely how to do is how to get a job. And I'm hoping that this little vlog will help you guys learn how to do that, maybe a little bit. But basically, the first thing you need to do when you're trying to get a job is fill out at least 10 applications a week. I know it sounds like a lot and it sucks, but it's really important to get a lot of applications out. Now, another thing you should always do when you're trying to get a job is follow up. Call them like once a week, twice a week. Make sure they know that you want to get a job. Because if they don't know who you are, they don't know what your situation is, and if you call them and show them that you're interested in working at that place or whatever, they're definitely going to give you more attention than somebody who just dropped an application in. And believe it or not, dressing formally and all that stuff, there's about 60% of people who do that. So if you're part of that 60%, you're already getting a good go at it. But it really, really helps to follow up, call them, show them that you're interested. Now, that's how I got my job. They weren't, super thrilled when I dropped my application off. Obviously, I had no real work experience in the food industry or anything like that. But I also wasn't applying for a cook position or something like that. And that's another thing you need to do. Apply for realistic positions. Don't go in and apply to be a manager if you have no management experience. Make sense? Well, you also don't want to apply to be a server if you're going into a restaurant, because they want servers with serving experience. Now, that's not to say you can't get into a server position early on, but it's a lot easier if you get in, say, host for 2-3 months, and then they promote you to a server. But that's one thing that I noticed people don't really pay too much attention to. If you're applying for a position that you can't get because you don't have experience or something, there's no point in applying. Now, this isn't to say you can't apply for a crazy position, but it's a good idea to apply for every position when you're applying to any given location. And if you know they're hiring specifically whatever they're hiring, always make sure you express that you're interested in that job. Even if you're not really, it's a good way to get in the door. Let's say you're going into, God knows, Walmart, and you don't want to be a janitor at Walmart. It kind of sucks. Cleaning toilets ain't fun. But if you go in and you say, you give them basic information like, I'm available X number of days a week, and all of this other stuff, and you say, I'm really interested in this position that you have open because blank, blank, blank. Always make sure, if you have the opportunity, to talk to the manager when you're dropping off applications. And don't do online applications. They suck. You're one in a million people trying to get that job when you're doing an online application. If you can do a paper application and go in and do a paper application, do it. Every time. But another thing about online applications, if you don't have experience for whatever position you're applying for, you're not going to get the job. End of story. Especially with online applications. Now, that isn't to say you shouldn't apply online at all. Apply online, definitely a decent idea, especially if you have experience in what you're going into, but make sure you take the time out of your day to go talk to the manager of wherever you're applying. And I'm not saying, go in 1 o'clock in the morning. No, go in at a regular time, not when they're busy. Like, clearly if you're applying at a restaurant, you don't want to apply at noon. And, if you're applying at a Walmart, you don't want to apply early in the morning because that's probably when they're going to be busiest. Or in general, just apply later in the day when you're applying to customer service places. Now, one more thing that I really think is important is keep your resume short. You don't need to have an 8-page resume, and make sure you have a good cover letter. Cover letter is just basic information about yourself and how your skills will apply to that job. Now, this isn't to say that you should cut out anything important. Always keep the most recent stuff on your resume. For instance, right now I'm working at the Avonite, and I worked at the Renaissance Festival. Now, Renaissance Festival probably won't get you a job, but it'll definitely get their attention if you put it on an application. People think it's very interesting and they want to know, hey, what did you do there? So maybe you'll get an interview and you can show that you're very interested in the job that they're hiring for. Now, another thing about the resume is make sure you have equal amounts business and, non-business, like family, friends, and stuff. People that they can call and see if you're a good employee or you do good work. And it always helps if hey, this teacher in high school really loved me and they think I'm awesome. I should put them on my resume, but always double check with whoever you're putting on your resume or whoever you're putting on applications, because if you don't and they get a random phone call, they might be like, what the fuck's wrong with this person putting me on their application? Make sense? A little bit. Anyway. So, that's most of the little pointers that I can give you. I mean, I'm sure there's other videos online about it, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff you can talk to your parents about. Your parents will be able to help you very easily. Everyone's had to get a job at some point. You don't just get handed a job. And if you do get handed a job, odds are your kids are probably going to get handed a job as well. But if you're like the rest of us and need to apply, odds are your parents have probably needed to apply before. So, talk to your parents, see what they have to say about it, and definitely share this video with people you know who need to get a job. Now, this isn't to say, hey, you need to get a job, blah, blah, blah. No, just if you think they need to get a job and they're looking for a job, send them this video and see if it helps them out. And also, please leave a like, comment below. Let me know what you think. Now, that'll be pretty much everything. I really hope this helps some people out. Roll the dice, get lucky, have a nice day, bye-bye.